Hey everybody, Harold here. The third in my series on cleaning data with SQL, Python Pandas, and Power Query, Power BI. In our first two videos, we got our data and loaded it into all three applications. I have a SQL Server 2019. I'm doing a Jupyter Notebook for the Pandas and Power Query, Power BI. First time we took the first and last name columns and made the full name columns. And the second time we took this dirty phone number and made this formatted phone column. This clean phone was an interim step. I'm leaving these in so I could do a drop columns video. Today we're going to work on cleaning this address, and here in SQL, in Python Pandas, in my Jupyter Notebook, and in Power Query also. Let's go back to SQL. Start there. I've selected all from DBO Acme Cleaning. For some reason in SQL, when I brought the data in, brought the address in with these double quotes. So as an extra little tip here, I'm going to trim that only in SQL because they're not in the other ones. So I can say select, we'll compare them. So I'll say select address, and then I want to also select, comma, trim. What do I want to trim? I don't want to L trim or R trim on this. They're both on both ends, so I can say both. Single quote. What I want to trim, double quote, and another single quote. And I want to trim that from what? Address. And from DBO.acme cleaning. See how that works. Execute address and then trimmed address. So both trim both. Didn't have to use R trim, rail trim, trim. Just use trim with both. So let's go ahead and commit that to the database. So we'll say up, update and DBO Acme cleaning. Paste that in. We want to set address equal to trim both quotes. We'll copy this, fix it down here, and we spelled update wrong. So I want to update DBO Acme cleaning and set the address to this trim both. I don't need to make a new column because I'm just updating address. So we'll execute this one. And let's select star again. So address now does not have the double quotes anymore. So let's move along and work on what we're going to do is split this out into street address 123 Maple Street, city Springfield, state Illinois, zip code 62701. That way we have a lot more sortability, different columns we can use, geographic, we can filter by different fields. So let's go down here and we'll say select. I'm going to do these I'm going to do the first one, and I'm going to let kind of copy and paste. I will put all this code in my GitHub repository, and I just don't want you to spend a lot of time following me on the syntax. So I'll do one. I'll do the street address first, and then I'll kind of paste in the city, state, and zip and explain them to you. We're going to use a combination of left, char index, substring, len, all kinds of stuff. So here we go with we'll take out the street address by itself first. So it's on the left, so we'll use a left. And left just extracts things from the left. You give a argument. What do you want to extract from? Address. Then you tell it how many characters. In this case, we'll tell it using char index. Char index. You have to give it a search expression what you're looking for. It's the comma. So we'll do quote, comma, quote. Got to tell it where you're looking for it. We're looking at address. So we're looking for the character index of the comma and address. And when we get there, we're going to go -1 because we don't want the comma. We just want the stuff before the comma. So select the left address. Select the left part of the address field from comma -1 back to the beginning. And from dbo.acme cleaning. And we'll execute that. And now we have extracted the street address. So let's move along. Like I said, these others get a little complicated. I'll paste them in and explain them to you. So now I want to get the city. So in this case, I'm going to use substring. Substring extracts what you want based on character index position and then the length of the string you want to extract. Let me clean this up a bit. So I want to select a substring from the address. So that finds the first comma, moves 2 positions ahead, assumes a space, finds the position of the next comma. From there, calculates the position by subtracting the distance and adjusting for 2 spaces. So let's run that. I know that was a lot. This is why you might not want to do this in SQL. Now we have Springfield. Uh, the third one for state kind of does the same thing. So I'll paste that one in. It's selecting a substring from address where the character index is a comma, searching comma and address with character index address +1 +2. Basically, it's doing the same thing, comma 2. It's doing the same thing for the date. So I know this sounds complicated. Again, I would not do this in SQL. We'll execute, and now we have our state. The last one is a little different. Zip code. So here we say select address. Uh, Here we say select substring from address. And we want to start position of the length of the address. So the last character, that sounds weird. Hold on a minute. Minus the character index, the space, and then we want to take it from the end. So we'll say reverse. Reverse what address? plus 1, get rid of the space, and then the next 6, our zip code fields are 6. We'll call that as zip code. We should be giving these aliases. And my chart. I like my ads. What's one? Let's see what happens. Oh, we need a from dbo dot cleaning. Okay, let's execute this. Incorrect syntax near the keyword as. Oh, I need one more parentheses here. That should do it. Okay, zip code. So we've pulled all those out. They all look good. Now we need to go alter our table. So we're going to have to add more columns. Alter table. DBO Acme cleaning. We're going to add some columns. They are cloud over here. It's clean, street address. That could be a long one, so we'll give it a varchar 100. No constraints. Then we'll add city and call that a varchar 50. State. Let me go ahead and just give that state varchar 10. And we'll make zip code a varchar too. And we'll give it 10 too, just in case some weird zip code. Plus 4. We're just gonna do 6 on this one, but we'll go ahead and give it 10. Let's give it 11. Plus 4 and a dash. I need some commas. And one more comma. Should work. Alter table, DBO Acme cleaning, add street address, city, state, and zip code. Run that. I want to see. We run this. They're blank, but they're out here. Null nulls, but they're out here. Uh, so now we need to update those columns. Update DBO Acme cleaning. We'll say set. We'll go down here. Street address. Equal to left address. Let's just copy all these real quick and we'll Windows V them. Oops. Control C. Make sure you don't copy the alias because you already named the column. So street address equals. I've got my Windows V over here. Left address, char index, okay, comma, Windows V, this one, oops, say city equals, let's tab these over, And state equals is V. You don't have to see it. I'll just paste it in there. Oops, my cursor right. And that one. Maybe I'll cut this out in the video. Speed this up some. And zip code. I have to spell it just like I did when I created the column. Equals. What's wrong with my equals? Oh, I need commas. And a comma here. And control V should be the last one. Nope. Um, Zip code, Windows V, first one. Okay, this looks good. Make sure our column names match. And let's execute it. 20 rows affected. Go back up here. Let's keep that. Street address, 123 Maple Street. City, Springfield. State, Illinois. Zip code 62701. Perfect. Okay, let's go on to Pandas data frames in our Jupyter Notebook. Pandas are probably my favorite. You've seen from the first two videos, Power BI's easiest, Power Query's the easiest. It's kind of painful to clean some data in SQL as you've seen so far. There are some easier things we'll get to. So anyway, here's my Pandas data frame. Pull that up a little. Our full name and our clean phone and our dirty, or not dirty, but our address column we want to split into street address, city, state, and zip. So here I can say uh, DF address dot, I think string dot split, split a string, separator, and a maximum number of splits. So we have 3 commas. So let's say separator is going to be the comma delimiter, if you will. There's 3 of them. And in our case, we want to, we don't just want to see it. Well, I'll show you what happens if you just do this. Oh, and then we got an error too. We'll fix it's saying the split string method is going to be deprecated, keyword only, and wants us to use pat to the end. I'll fix that in a second. But you see here, we're just going to get this. It did work, but you really don't see it well. So what you want to do is expand it. Just you can see it in the true Jupyter Notebook data frame form. So we'll say expand equals true. Let's run that. All right. 123 Maple Street. 123 Maple Street, Springfield, Illinois 62701. But since we only did the comma, we still have a column with space. We'll deal with that in a second. First, let me show you how to fix this error. We won't use, well, we'll have to add something to the arguments. We'll say he wants us to do this pat or pattern. So the pattern it's looking for, say pattern equals comma, comma, and then you have to give it an N for how many times? Can't just say, so you say n equals 3. You're looking for the pattern comma, and you're looking for 3 of them. Expand equals true. Uh, so I took care of that error message. It wants you to use these arguments, and in the future, you will have to use these arguments. So we like this. So now we want to commit it to the data frame, and first we have to give our column some names. So we'll say df, we need a new column, street address, and we need a new column, city, and we need a new column, state, and the zip's still attached to that. So when we deal with the space in a minute, we'll make this new column called state zip, and we'll work on that in a minute. So this will make add columns to our data frame called street address, city, and state zip equal to our string dot split. So we'll copy this. Let's run that. Bring our df again. And scroll over. Let's see, we have it. Let's see what it looks like. Street address, Raleigh, 808 Redwood Street, Raleigh, North Carolina 27601. So that's good. So let's now split out our state zip. So we'll say df state zip. That curly bracket in there. df state zip. And what I want to do there is I want to dot string dot split and then say pat equals ace, comma, n equals 1, I think, and we'll expand equals true. And we'll run that. Nope, didn't like that. So what I call my column is, oh, I'm missing a, well, I have too many. Square bracket in here I don't need. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, it didn't do it. So it's considering these NaN, not a numbers, somehow an extra column. So we'll say n equals 2 and see if that works. Yes, but now we have 3 columns. So we're going to commit it to the data frame, but we're going to have to keep 3 columns and then we'll drop the other one later. We'll call that extra or something. So now we'll say, let's copy this block up here. And here we're going to say extra column, state column, and zip code column equals this. I believe since we got 3 columns now, we're going to have to expand, change n equals 3. Okay, run. And one more df. Scroll over. We have our columns over here. Our state zip column still there. Our extra columns there, but we do have state and zip code. And like I said, I'm going to show you how to remove columns in another video. So we'll clean this up when we get to that point. For now, let's go on over to Power BI. I like the pandas, but it's fun for me. But the Power BI, I'm telling you, I'm going to save time. So address, see if I can blow this up some. Not really. I'll try to see if I can zoom in. Nope. Uh, so transform, split column by delimiter, comma, each occurrence is a delimiter. There's 3 of them. Now we have street address, city, and we still have a state zip thing going on. So split column by delimiter, space. Uh, should only be 1, but we'll say rightmost in case the city might have 2. Well, no, not that case. But anyway, that worked. State, zip. Uh, you might want to convert the zip to, let's take that one back out. Because the zeros weren't coming over right. Um, Still take that back out. Okay, so split column by space, delimiter, space, rightmost. Okay, change that to a text field. See if that fixes it. Yep, I put the zeros back in 02101. So change that to a text field, and there you go. Not very painful at all. Very much easier than SQL and easier than Pandas also. So that's the lesson for today. Let's go back over to SQL real quick. What we got left? We've got nulls, standardizing email addresses in departments, and a lot of columns we need to drop. Maybe I can cover all those. They're not too hard in the next video. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please like it, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.